What I would do differently if I started wholesale real estate today. What's up YouTube, it's Matthew here, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to speak on what I would do differently, how I would actually speed up my process in getting my very first wholesale deal or get consistent wholesale deals if I started the whole business right now today. If you all have any questions, please be sure to comment them down below. Let me know where you all are at in your stage of wholesaling real estate. Are you guys building up your business? Have you gotten your first deal? Still looking for that first deal? I would like to know what stage you all are at in this process. Now, wholesale real estate, it took me about 9 months to get my very first wholesale deal, probably 8 months to get my very first wholesale deal. And these are the things I would do differently. So number one, I would be more consistent with my marketing technique. And if I started today, I would particularly go either to cold calls or texts. And I would do that consistently because once I started being consistent, first of all, no matter the marketing channel, you're going to find deals. But with me, I did direct mail and it was more expensive, even though I got my deal and it more than covered my expenses for direct mail. In today's market, postage is so expensive. It's just different. Now, I know there's stricter rules and it's harder to cold call people, like different technology blocks a lot of numbers and things of that nature, and just getting these random texts from people. People may not like that, but I truly believe cold calling can still work for a beginner today. I still think postcards can work because I think postcards are different because people are not receiving postcards or letters as often anymore. And so if you do send that, I think it can differentiate yourself from other wholesalers. But I would stay consistent with it. And 2024, we're talking about today, right now, even into 2025, what's all of this about? And like just looking at the economy, I think that driving for dollars too is key. If you can get out of your space. Now, if you're able to do this directly from home, try that. But driving for dollars is essentially going around your neighborhood or neighbor you in a Target and looking at rundown properties. Maybe their grass is unkept, maybe the windows are messed up, or it looks dated, it looks like it needs repair, and just writing down that address or using an app like Deal Machine, which you can check down below, and then clicking on the different houses as you cross them. That's one thing that you can do. And that's what I would do if I started out. Going back to cold calling and direct mail, I would pull that list from a software called PropStream. If you all are interested in PropStream, check my link down below. But with that, you can also just pull a list of older properties that are in pre-foreclosures, and just properties that hit different distress lists that you can target. Starting right now, also, another option that I would take is working for another wholesale company. I think that really speeds up your learning process because wholesaling can be a little bit more complex to understand and truly learn. And I think once you're working for somebody, and I think you can get it down pack, especially if you're working in it, within a few weeks, right? Because for me, I was like constantly watching YouTube videos even while I was marketing, and I feel like if I was working for somebody that knew that what they were doing, or a company, I would learn so much faster. And then from there, you can do something on your own. Now, I think for some people it can be hard to do that, like transition out from being an employee for someone to being their competitor. But I think if you truly want to do that, learn fast, then that's something that you can do. And another thing along the same lines of working for somebody, I would work with other wholesalers. Be like, okay, what marketing techniques are you doing? What have you seen works well? They may not want to tell you this because they don't want another competitor, but still reach out. Also reach out to people on Facebook groups and join your local RIA group on Facebook. People always post things. There's different meetings even outside of the RIA group. Maybe there's just real estate investing groups in your city that you can join. You can learn about other investors, what type of houses they're looking for, the areas, what they are doing. That's something that you can do. And if I started, I would do that so much more. Now, also just looking at today, it's different. Like the economy is stabilizing. Yes, there's still inflation. There's still just all this tension with politicalness and everything like that. And so I'm not sure exactly where the economy will go. It may just stay stagnant for a couple of years. That's my thought. It's going to just kind of stay stagnant, but it can go dip down. I think it's unlikely that it's going to shoot up again. And so in this market, how I would wholesale differently just based off of the economy is I would go for houses that are older, right? I would go for houses that, people are finally going to look to sell because they see the economy is going down. And so they may be open to selling the property at a lower price now that they know that the economy is staying stagnant or even dipping down a little bit. Now, I don't know if the economy is going to completely crash and burn. I'm not sure about that. But right now, the economy, it's just very unsure where we're headed. I don't know if we're going up, going down, but I do think we're probably going to stay stagnant. Another thing I would do differently if I started wholesaling real estate today is that I would have an end goal in mind from the very beginning. So from the beginning, let's say I try it out for 6 months and I haven't gotten a deal. If that's my date to quit and do something else in real estate or do another business, then I'll do that. Or if you want to extend it longer, 9 months, because you're working a full-time job, or a whole year, and so you understand it's going to take you longer than a person who's going to do this full-time, then you should do that. But having the end goal in mind is very important, because some people do not want to build a wholesaling business and just be big on that. Some people may want to do other things. Maybe they want to be a landlord, maybe they want to be a flipper, work in commercial property, be a developer, right? Where is wholesaling leading you? Are you just wanting to stick to wholesaling, and once you build that up, build these other business, or just help it lead you and bring connections to other sides of real estate? Because that's what I'm essentially doing, because I started with wholesaling, started to build that up, but I never made it a business. And that's something I would have done a little bit differently. Start hiring people out, starting creating systems in place, because I was starting to get deals on a consistent basis. And now I could hire somebody to go on appointments for me, to answer phone calls for me, and do all these different aspects of the business for me. And then from there, I could work on other parts of real estate where I eventually want to flip some properties. I eventually want to buy rentals. But where it led me was buying my first rental. It led me to starting to flip properties. And so that's what I'm currently doing right now. So having your end goal in mind is very important, because if you just want to be a wholesaler, great. You just have to establish that business. You have to create standard operation procedures. You have to delegate. You have to just learn all that process. And for me personally, I wasn't really looking forward to doing that. But for some people, that's what they want to do. Another thing I would do differently is kind of going back to my earlier thought, is I would JV. So once I start getting consistent deals, I would start to send my deals to other wholesalers who have a bigger buyer base, has larger buyers, who buy properties at a higher price, who has hedge fund buyers. I would network with them and spending all my time doing aspects of the procedure. When I want business, I want to start delegating. So me doing the disposition to another wholesaler, and my business, I have people come, I can sell their deal, and we split the 50, because I've done a few. It went smoothly, actually. Ones I just knew I couldn't afford. There were specific properties. One was a fire damage. Another one, it was just difficult. I JV'd with another whole other property. I got it because I knew, okay, I know this is, and I can sell this to. That's what I did. And so you don't have to method all the time, but if you want to network with other people, see from, and you can get the buyer's contact, you can start to selling it to that buyer, then you can do that too. So there's different ways that you can JV, and it can lead you in different pathways in wholesale real estate. All right, you all, hope you all enjoyed this video on what I would do differently if I started wholesale real estate today. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the economy today? How has that affected wholesale real estate today? Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll talk to you all later.